Well, today we got another exclusive, man. This was sent to me via Reddit, man. I cannot vouch for any of the validity of these, documents and all that. I did not pull these myself, but we're going to take a look at this as I have recognized some of this paperwork going through our case reads and so forth, man. I think this is noteworthy to put out. As I said, all the emojis and everything else that's tied to these posts and things here were sent to me. I did not add these myself. I do not do those type of things and do not promote those type of things with emojis over people, all that stuff. Not doing it. So, what we're going to talk about today, before we do anything, you need to hit that subscribe button and thumb up this video because this one is going to shake some stuff up. All right. And if you haven't done so already, shame on you because you should be subscribed by now if you're catching this video here. And also, just added today, I went ahead and revealed a new tier for my membership. Since I have a lot of people coming at me with requests in the comments and on Reddit, how much is this? What is this? What is that? I went ahead and made a specific tier for FOIA requests and FOIA request walkthroughs. FOIA requests done by me personally and walkthroughs done by me personally. All right, you can acquire that through that membership. All you have to do is go to my channel, hit the membership, and then you'll see it there. All right. Now, with all that being said, we're jumping into this, man. So today we have been sent some documents, man, and I put all these things together, and we're going to go through one by one. Who are they calling these snitches, man? And this is coming through Reddit, of course, so shout out to all my Reddit family, and I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all always holding me down and keeping my channel floating with great content and things of that nature, man. So, first and foremost, shout out to all of you, man. All right, let's talk about it. First up today, we got, man, Marvin Riley, aka Lamron OJ, told 12 on C-Day when he killed 051 Fats, man. So let's look at this. This is all alleged, like I said. While some of this paperwork does match up, I can't vouch for it because I did not compile this document. All right. So we're gonna read through some of these accusations they have here, man. We have Riley related that Redacted told him that Courtney Ely, aka C-Day, committed the murder. Riley related that he was not present during the murder. Marvin Riley told reporting detectives he sold his Dodge Caravan to William Conwell and a person he knows as Redacted. Riley told reporting detectives that he forgot to sign over the title. Riley told reporting detectives that he heard from Redacted that Courtney Ely committed this murder. Riley told reporting detectives that information only after learning that Courtney Ely was also in custody in the area South Detective Bureau. Reporting detectives interviewed Redacted related no information with respect to this murder. Witnesses to the murder indicate that the shooter was a male black wearing black clothing. Right? One listed at 6'2" on arrest reports generated from 2012. Marvin Riley was listed at 5'5" to 5'7" on arrest reports during 2012. William Conwell was 6 feet upon his arrest on June 22nd, 2012, man. And here you can see on the right a picture of, man, Lamron, OJ, and Smirk, man. All right, let me know what y'all think of that one in the comments. Going to the next one, man. The next one we have here is Daryl Johnson, aka D Money, snitched on D Rose for Venzel's murder. All right. Detective Simpson testified that on March 9th, we're going to zoom in a little bit here. On March 9th, 2014, he returned to Johnson's home and met with Johnson with his mother present. When Detective Simpson asked Johnson if he knew of local music artists, specifically D Rose, C-Day, and Rondo Number 9, Johnson replied that D Rose was the person who shot the victim. Detective Simpson showed Johnson another photo array, and Johnson identified defendant as the shooter by circling defendant's photo and initialing it. Jeremiah McCoy, aka Boss Smooth, was also depicted in the array. Johnson explained that he had not identified defendant earlier because Johnson feared for his life if anyone discovered he was cooperating with the police. Johnson stated that he knew the defendant from music videos and social media, which is also how he knew Rondo number 9 and C-Day, but he did not observe the latter two in the van on February 12, 2014. All right, and here we got Daryl Johnson, aka D Money, and looks like Boss Trail, and yeah. So let me know what y'all think of that one there too, man. Going to the next one. Excuse me. We got none other than Clint Massie, man, aka Rondo number 9, allegedly snitched on C-Day in his appeal, man. And they have clipped this out. Third, Massie claims that his counsel should have argued in closing that Ely was the sole shooter and that Massie was not accountable for Ely's actions. But it is well established that a choice of defense theory is a strategic decision to which we show great deference. People v. James, 2017 IL App First, 143391. Indentation line 154. Defendant could not state a colorable claim of ineffective assistance based on claimed errors in defense's counsel's closing argument. Here, Massie's counsel chose to challenge the credibility of the state's eyewitness, arguing that they were telling the police nonsense in order to avoid criminal charges. If counsel also argued that Ely shot Boyd, he would have undermined his own strategy, since all the witnesses who placed Ely at the scene also placed Massie at the scene. The jury could have perceived him as conceding the credibility of the state's witnesses, which would have implicated Massie as well. Accordingly, despite the fact that the strategy adopted by Massie's counsel was ultimately unsuccessful, we do not find it so objectively unreasonable as to constitute ineffective assistance. Finally, Massie argues that his counsel should have objected to certain statements made by Ely's counsel during the closing argument. Specifically, Ely's counsel said not one single witness took that stand and said Courtney Ely shot a weapon. There's no testimony that Courtney Ely ever shot a gun. But this accurately reflects the trial testimony. Although Jones admitted telling detectives that Ely was the shooter, she testified at trial that she did not. Now, this clip that they have clipped here does not indicate any cooperation on Rondo number 9's point against C-Day here. I mean, they are separate individuals charged, on a case, on the same case, right? And when you have those scenarios, man, things are gonna get sticky, man. They're gonna get tricky because everybody's trying. Yeah, we see this with the FBG Duck trial in the O Block 5, O Block 6, and how each one of them had their own case, and and you try to defend yourself on your own case, without implicating a co-defendant. That is the hardest part about having co-defendants on a murder, is not implicating each other, right? And based on this, I can't say that one implicated the other here, and like I said, this is not my documents. I'm not vouching for the validity of anything, but we are just putting this out here as it was sent to me. So let me know what you guys think of that, man. We're gonna go to the next one here. All right, we got Rachi Dorsey, aka @Man from the 064, snitched on Rage, man. All right, we're gonna try to open this up, zoom in here. This is a motion to suppress a photo array identification evidence. All right, and this is the people of the state of Illinois versus a one Antoine Jones. All right, now comes the defendant Antoine Jones by his attorney, and she is listed, and moves this honorable court to enter an order suppressing a certain identification evidence and testimony by a witness that the state has indicated will be called to testify against Mr. Jones in this case. In support of this motion, Mr. Jones states the following. Antoine Jones was arrested on February 14, 2017 and charged with first-degree murder. On February 14, 2017, Rachi Dorsey reviewed a photo array lineup consisting of 6 African-American males. One of the African-American males contained within the photo array lineup was Antoine Jones in position number 4. According to the reports created by members of the Chicago Police Department, Mr. Dorsey viewed the photo array lineup and stated that the person in position number 4, I saw him pull a gun out and shoot him. The photo array lineup was not conducted in accordance with the Illinois Statute 725. All right. Now, this is an appeal, motion to suppress some evidence. And I mean, this is seemingly an official court document. And we have an individual stating to the courts or through to detectives through a photo array that he saw an individual in position number 4 pull a gun and shoot. So let me know what y'all think of that for this individual here, Dorsey and Rage. All right, that's it for that one. Moving to the next one, we got a Saki Johnson, aka Lil Mick, snitched on Rockhead and 600. All right. Johnson further explained that he is a member of the Young Money street gang. He stated that he knows L.A. Capone, Leonard Anderson, and that Anderson is a member of the 600 street gang. Johnson stated that Young Money and the 600 gang are into it, meaning at war with each other. Johnson stated that he knows Big A, Amanda Fitch. He stated that he believes she was killed by the 46 Woodlawn crew. Johnson stated that he is friends with Rockhead Michael Mays. He knows that Mays was in the vehicle with Fitch when she was murdered. Mays told him how Fitch's murder occurred. Johnson stated that Mays may have been involved in Fitch's murder. Johnson further stated that he also knows Redacted and Miko Buchanan. He stated that Mays, Redacted, and Buchanan are currently locked up in the county jail. He further stated that he knows of the music studio at 70th and Stony Island and that he associates with a subject known as Redacted from the studio. Johnson subsequently stated that on the night of Anderson's murder, which is L.A. Capone, Johnson, was on 51st and Prairie with Mays and Miko Buchanan. While there, Mays received a phone call from Redacted, informed Mays and Anderson that was at the studio making a song about Mays. Johnson stated that Mays told him that he learned from Redacted that Anderson was at the studio making a song about them. He stated that Mays asked him to go with them to kill Anderson. Johnson stated that he initially refused to go. He stated that he and Mays discussed the fact that the 600 gang killed their friend Fathead Antonio Davis. Johnson stated that he was at the scene of this murder. He explained that he went with Mays and Buchanan in the Gray Taurus. He stated they went to a gas station in the area of 67th and Stony Island and met up with Amanda Fitch. He stated that at the gas station he got into the car with Amanda Fitch. Wow. I mean, and if you remember the L.A. Capone homicide, man, chill, man, yeah, rest in peace to L.A., man. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this here. All right, going to the next one. We got a Marvell Williams, aka VOUCH, snitched on Reese from Kuwait City, who's serving 83 years. All right. According to the state's theory of the case, on August 8, 2008, around 10:30 p.m., defendants shot and killed Marshawn Melcher and shot and injured Terrell Griffin in Myring Park in Chicago after an argument erupted during a dice game. At trial, the state presented evidence from 7 witnesses, including 2 eyewitnesses to the shooting, Marvell Williams and Griffin. Williams was 11 years old at the time of the shooting. He testified that he observed a number of individuals, including defendant, playing dice. He saw Melcher and Griffin join the game. At some point during the dice game, Melcher asked defendant to return $2 so that Melcher could get on the bus to go home. Defendant Melcher began to argue and defendant shot him in the chest. Defendant then shot Griffin. Williams heard a total of 4 gunshots. He did not see Melcher or Griffin with the gun. At some point after the shooting, Williams saw an individual named Darius grab a gun from beneath a bush and run off with it before the police arrived. All right. And now if this individual was 11 years old at that time and he saw, an individual shoot somebody at 11 years old, even though the kid is outside and there's a dice game happening, You know, he's still 11 years old. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. All right, going down to the next document. We got Aaron Collins, aka 051 Arrow, snitched on Gutterville Rio, who's serving 14 years. All right, on March 9, 2010, at approximately 2:45 p.m., a shooting occurred on 549 East 51st Street, Chicago, Illinois, in front of Diet School had just let out for the day. It is undisputed that Gibbs, Mays, and Collins were all present at the scene. During the shooting, Jordan was located approximately 25 feet away from Gibbs. Jordan, Thomas, and Bass all state that they witnessed Gibbs fire a handgun during the shooting. Gibbs and Mays fled the scene, heading in opposite directions. Jordan chased Mays, but was unable to catch him. Collins, who was shot during the altercation, walked across the street to Providence Hospital to seek treatment for his wound. While at the hospital, he was interviewed by Detective Thomas Carr from the Chicago Police Department, but declined to press charges against anyone. However, Jordan asserts that when he went to question Collins, Collins told him that Gibbs had been the shooter. Man, wow. I mean, and this, this documentation is in seems to be some type of appeal or subpoena of some sort, then this is pretty substantial, man. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. All right. Next up here, we have a Raheem Wilton, aka FBG Butter, snitching on Jeff McGraw, aka Lil J. All right. The information provided by R. Wilton today during this meeting was consistent with the videotape statement R. Wilton provided investigators during the initial murder investigation. R. Wilton remembered exact quotes he provided investigators initially, as well as whom he, R. Wilton, was quoting. R. Wilton is still willing to assist with convicting the others charged with first-degree murder of Philmon N. Razine, male, black, date of birth 12/1987. After reviewing and discussing the information, R. Wilton and his attorney expressed concern with Jeffrey McGraw, who was also charged with first-degree murder along with R. Wilton. McGraw has made numerous attempts to have R. Wilton withdraw his original testimony implicating McGraw in the murder of Philmon N. Razine. McGraw has sent notes through various means to intimidate R. Wilton into recanting the statement R. Wilton provided to law enforcement. In one specific incident, R. Wilton believes McGraw arranged for R. Wilton to be called down to the jail law library. Once there, McGraw, accompanied by two large inmates, provided R. Wilton with a blank affidavit and instructed R. Wilton to recant R. Wilton's statement on paper. R. Wilton completed the affidavit. However, R. Wilton did not provide the affidavit to McGraw and destroyed the paperwork prior to turning it over to McGraw. R. Wilton says he is in fear for his life and was moved to a separate detention block to stay away from McGraw, but McGraw still manages to see R. Wilton and consistently demands R. Wilton recant his statement. Seems like, man, these guys were in jail during this time that these things are happening, and this could be a statement from a jail document or a complaint from a jail document stating that, man, this guy is pretty much harassing him to recant his statement. They're both on the same murder. And as I mentioned earlier, the main thing, if you got two people on a murder, is not implicating the other. And it seems here, I mean, he was cooperating from the beginning. Let me know what you guys think about that too. All right, we'll scroll down to the next document I have here. Is a Lucky Tyler, aka On Site, and Paradise Haynes, aka OBN Dice, both snitched on Just Blow. And we have just seems to be a cutout from a news article. Tyler admitted he worked with co-defendants Justin M. Mitchell, 26, and Paradise Haynes, 23, both of Chicago, to plan a robbery that resulted in the death of Khalil Carter, 19, on October 31st, 2017, at an apartment in the 500 block of Point Drive. Now, like I said, this should be taken with a grain of salt. We don't have anything that indicates this is official documentation, but something to note. So we go on to the next one. All right, we have the witness is Face 600. He took the stand on scrap for killing Lil Steve. All right, a witness identified the 14-year-old boy as a trigger man who fired several shots at McGee in the 6000 block of South Prairie Avenue at about 5:50 p.m. Monday, according to police officers. Officers arrested the boy at his home, just 2 blocks from McGee's Southside home. Police believe the shooting was spurred by an internal gang conflict. The Washington Park neighborhood and the adjacent Woodlawn neighborhood have been marked by gang rivalries and have been the scene of several recent shootings, including one just 2 blocks from where McGee was shot. All right. Now, this, like I said, you got to take these documents with grains of salt as well. Just noticing a little typo here that I don't think an article or somebody might do, but just something to notice that I noticed. If you're ending their sentence here, Monday, comma, according to police, would not be a full sentence for them. All right, and this is that is my personal opinion, so you guys can let me know what you think about this. But apparently, someone took the stand on MOB scrap for killing Lil Steve. Man, let me know what you guys think. All right, and next up we have is the Michael Wade, aka Big Mike, snitching on King Von. Wade related Davon Chase redacted out in front of the house and began shooting. Wade related that by the time he got out in front, he observed one victim already lying face down in the grass. Wade related he observed Davon shooting at another guy yelling, "Why you running?" Wade related he then began firing his handgun at Redacted who was running north. Wade related he fired 15 to 16 rounds at Redacted. Wade related he knew he hit Redacted because he observed Redacted stumbling as he ran. Wade related his gun was empty and he then turned and ran back through the gangway that he and Davon came down originally. Wade related as he began to go down the gangway, he could still hear Davon firing. He then observed Davon come up behind him in the gangway and eventually the alley. Wade related Davon came into the alley and then ran 2 houses over and fired 2 more shots east into a vacant lot at a guy who was laying in the lot. Wade related he observed the victim in the lot bleeding from the mouth. Wade related they then ran back to Redacted vehicle. Wade related the doors were locked and it took Redacted a few seconds to open them. Wade related he yelled at Redacted for locking the doors. Wade related he took the gun he used in this incident and tossed it into Lake Michigan. Wade related he did not know any of the individuals at the scene. I mean, you can catch Big Mike's interview on No Jumper regarding this whole thing, and you can check out the paperwork, the full case read of this on my page under the Malcolm Stuckey case. All you got to do is just locate the Malcolm Stuckey, and you'll find that. All right, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Going to the next one, we have a Christopher Jackson, aka NLMB Mad Max, snitched on Hell Rel on his deathbed. This weekend was just beginning when police found Christopher Jackson on the afternoon of August 3rd slumped in the courtyard of an apartment complex in South Shore. He had been shot twice by a rival gang member who kicked open a gate and chased him down, according to police. As the 23-year-old lay dying at the University of Chicago Medical Center, he managed to give a videotaped statement identifying his attacker. Jackson died exactly a month after he was shot, and first-degree charges were filed a little more than a week later against Terrell Webb. All right, you guys can let me know what you think about that, man. Seems a NLMB Mad Max, man, might have made a statement against this Hell Rel, man. Let me know what you think. All right, next up we got a Latisse Delphi, aka Billy Black, snitched on TTB member Reese for killing Dub and Muscle for shooting back. All right, now this is very hard to read. It seems like this was screenshot off of somebody's phone. And man, yeah, this is okay. It seems to be a conversation. Witness sworn. Keep your something up. Can't hear you. Okay, you may proceed. Mr. Lachise Delphi is herein having been first dutifully sworn. Something fled as follows. Please state your full name and spell your name for the record. Well, okay, so this is not any snitch allegation, I would say, to put on anybody's name. It definitely states that he was a witness in the case. Now, if he told, this does not say so. All right, going to the next one, we have a Javon Edwards is O Block Joey. He's a witness in 50 Shots paperwork. All right, and okay, so I guess the O Block member is although it doesn't say, I don't know what this is stating here. Witness, Javon Edwards. So listing him as a witness to the shooting. I mean, that is pretty straightforward. I'm not sure if he made a statement or anything of that nature, but he is a witness in some paperwork here. Let me know what you guys think about that. All right, we got Aras Fitch, aka 051 Ariel, snitched on Bezu over the killing of his sister Big A. All right. On July 19, 2014, reporting detectives learned that Aras Fitch, the brother of Amanda Fitch, was in custody at the 002nd District for a separate incident and wished to speak with someone regarding the murder of his sister, Amanda Fitch. Reporting detectives interviewed Fitch at Area Central, who related he had received a phone call from an individual he knows as Bebe. Approximately 2 weeks ago, Fitch stated Bebe told him, I'll press your S word. Fitch stated he asked, you talking about Big A? With Bebe replying, on gutter, on my son. I whacked her Big A. Bebe also told Fitch that he shot Big A through a fence at the gas station. Wow. Fitch stated he was called on his cell phone by Bebe, but he could not remember Bebe's phone number. Fitch identified Bebe as Devonshea Collier. Fitch stated his cell phone was that. Reporting detectives allowed Fitch to telephone his mother, who Fitch stated had a phone number for Bebe. After speaking to his mother, Fitch stated his mother did not have Bebe's phone number, but she would get it and call reporting detectives. Reporting detectives had never received a call from Fitch's mother providing Bebe's phone number. Wow. I mean, let me know what you guys think of that, man. All right, and next up we have a Keon Vance, aka Skinny, and Daryl Rhymes, aka Lil Daryl, statements against Lil B and Tutu. And in conclusion, it is the contention of the reporting detectives that this investigation has proven to the satisfaction of the Chicago Police Department that on the 26th of September 2011, Carl Spencer was shot and killed by Rayson Shaw and Carlton Archer. Reporting detectives learned during the course of this investigation that Rayson Shaw and Carlton Archer were both carrying handguns and approached Carl Spencer on foot and shot Spencer multiple times as Spencer attempted to run away, causing Spencer's death. The shooting appeared to be gang-related. Shaw and Archer were members of the Gangster Disciple Street Gang, Jarrow City, and Spencer was a member of the Black Disciple Street Gang, 600. An eyewitness to the murder, Keon Vance came forward with his account of the shooting of Carl Spencer in October of 2018. Reporting detectives interviewed Vance on multiple occasions, and reporting detectives found Vance to have credible and specific information about the murder that confirmed his credibility. Vance agreed to view multiple photo arrays and positively identified Rayson Shaw and Carlton Archer as the two individuals he saw shoot and kill Carl Spencer. Wow. In November of 2018, a third-party witness, Daryl Rhymes, came forward to Cook County Investigator Phillips and CPD Detective Matthews on two separate occasions. Rhymes related in these interviews that on the evening that Carl Spencer was murdered, Rhymes and Rayson Shaw and Carlton Archer, fellow Jarrow City GD gang members, who both bragged about shooting and killing Spencer earlier in the day. Shaw and Archer told Rhymes that they were going to leave town to avoid arrest by police. In December of 2018, reporting detectives spoke with Redacted. All three of these individuals stated that they had heard from multiple people that Rayshawn Shaw shot and killed Carl Spencer. This investigation further revealed that offenders in this homicide, Rayshawn Shaw and Carlton Archer, are both now deceased. Rayshawn Shaw was shot and killed by Chicago police officers on March 29, 2014. Man, and here we have that. There's nothing much to say. Just let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, man. And hey, that takes us down to the end. I appreciate y'all for checking this out with me. If you like this content, thumb up the video and subscribe, as I do have FOIA requests coming in, and we will be dropping them as soon as I get them, man. If you have not done so, subscribe and hit that like button. Peace.